Yeah, bro. I'm looking forward to you moving in, man.
You really want to?
Yeah, man. Super proud of the work that you're doing. You know, just so you know, man, I've been kind of watching you.
Yeah.
Get over there, yeah.
Hi, my name is Brian Breisch. My sobriety date is 10/5/2022. I've just successfully completed the integrated treatment program at the Haven for Hope, and I'm headed into Pay It Forward Sober Living to continue my recovery and growing my foundation.
Is this okay? I'm right here?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see how this goes. So why don't you just introduce yourself and then we'll take over.
Well, you know, I started smoking marijuana when I was 10 years old, and it progressed by 15. I was doing all sorts of drugs, methamphetamine, really attached to me. By the time I was 20, I was still living at home, late bloomer and all that, and my parents had enough of me. They wanted me to get help, and I refused. And so they gave me an ultimatum to get help or, kick it to the curb.
Going in and out of recovery when I was little, I'm probably need a moment. Oh, it's not the easiest thing to talk about, for sure. Yeah, probably just lying to me, I guess, like that he was okay when he wasn't, and then he ends up back at the same place. It's like, oh, you just lied to me. Like,
a misconception would be that it's a morality issue. That their moral ethic values are misplaced, that they're weak, a lack of care or concern, and I don't believe that to be true at all. It's almost as if an individual has choice. I couldn't argue that, right, in some ways, but if I could, I'd say that the disease takes people to depths that you wouldn't even want your worst enemy. You wouldn't wish that on them.
I was young, like 5, 6, 7, like probably 5, I would say. I think it started off with alcohol. I realized when I was drinking a lot or like stealing liquor, and he tried to make it seem like it was okay, and so I thought it was okay. And then so I would I'd be crying like, why are you doing this? Like it was a bad night. And then I literally forgot about it the next day. Like he would call and I'd be like, oh hey dad, what's up? He's like, you're not mad at me? Like I was like, no, like I'm not mad at you. And then I remembered like, oh shoot, I was really mad at him, like that was messed up. So I think like that trauma of just like, oh it's okay, I'll forget about it, and then like realizing it wasn't okay. Yeah, I look back when I was like 12, I was like, dang, like that's kind of why things were the way that they were. And I was like, dang, well, he wasn't okay.
And I went back out, came back, and then went back out, came back, and it's amazing that they were able to take me in, and I learned from each time. But so things have changed. I would have never thought that I'd have like come back, having the apartment and stuff. I always thought you had to be homeless to go there. Why can't he just stop using it? And it turned into me. I'm like, fuck, I need treatment again. I came with a backpack full of a few clothes, man, and they provided everything, street to feet, gave me running shoes. I ran about 4, 5Ks, so I got shirts and shorts, and the warehouse had plenty of clothes to, it was more than I could carry, let's just say that. And very blessed to have the opportunity to get those things to help me on my journey.
I feel like I have a great relationship with my dad. It has not been easy, but he's always wanted to be there for me, which I appreciate. So in the ways that he couldn't, he makes up for it in the ways that he can be there for me.
To be honest, getting back in a vehicle, picking up my daughter, going to her tennis meets, it's such a struggle doing things on the bus, and it's nice to start at the bottom for the humbling aspect, you know. And I'm looking forward to saving up, getting me a car, and you know, getting around and be able to do those things with my family and be a good dad. The reflection of her life and her joy and happiness, I can see that she's not worried and preoccupied, and nothing worse than knowing that, you know, your daughter's lacking or struggling in her world, you know, due to my the way I'm living. So she's doing really good, and went to prom with a very nice, handsome young man, and she looked beautiful in her dress. She sent me pictures. My daughter calls me and she says, "Dad, when can you come and pick me up and get me out of here for a bit?" All right? And I told her, you know, whenever she was ready. So I was able to pick her up this last weekend on Saturday, and we took my dog Buddy and went to Friedrich Park and you know, hiked, and just being able to be there for her and get her out and spend that quality time one-on-one, you know, that I've been missing due to having no vehicle and her being out there. That's really was my main goal in having a vehicle, because, you know, I don't need it to get around town, but for me to be available for her, you know, I saved up, and I'm a legal driver with insurance, and you know, life just couldn't be better. All the work that I put into to myself and regaining my life back is, you know, it's being recognized, and I don't so much see it. You know, I know I'm doing good and I'm happy, but when you hear it from your family and your boss, you know, your bunkies and all that, you know, and people you know, it feels good. But I couldn't be happier.
I'm excited to see what he does here in the future, you know, what the future holds for him, because what he's doing presently and what he's overcome is amazing. You know, we're walking miracles. For an alcoholic or an addict, you know, whichever one you identify as, but for us to not be either drinking, drugging, or both, right? That's what we do. So for him to not be doing that, I mean, it's like we're fish out of water, but, you know, he's doing it really, really gracefully. And so this particular path that he's on, I don't know what it looks like for him, but I'd be for sure excited to see where it takes him. Takes us, because it is a we thing, you know.
I wake up every morning after being at the bottom, you know, knowing how far I've come, and it's even though it's very small, you know, just a small apartment, you know, a little A to B car and things like that. To me, those are huge. I'm just so grateful that I'm able to still have life and have this opportunity to be in my daughter's life and my parents.
It always gets better. So even like at the lowest point, when like we feel like everything's gone wrong and like this is the worst, like it always ends up getting better for sure.
I feel like I owe my life to Pay It Forward. It's such an amazing program to give you an opportunity to focus on yourself. For a place like that to allow you back into it, for a person like me with 3 times, you know, they never closed the door. They've just given me that opportunity to build.
I'm proud about his strength and endurance just through all the trials, and still I would say the mindset for sure. He's taught me a lot about just, being thankful for the little things and just these moments. Like, I love going outdoors and we appreciate nature, and it's a great way of bonding and really just get to go out and explore and appreciate life, the blessing it is.
I think a lot of us, we forget the basic skills for living, like, getting up, making your bed, cleaning up directly after yourself, right when you make that mess. And I was able to relearn those tools. So, be civilized, so to speak. Getting out of your comfort zone, doing things that you don't want to do. That's really like what life is about. To have the opportunity to be here with you, and I couldn't be prouder of you. You are the perfect daughter.
That means a lot.
It's quiet, it's like personal, it's like your own little cubby hole back here. I got the wall against my back, and then on top of that, when I came in, it was like an aha moment, My daughter's birthday is 7/11/2007, so 7/11 is my lucky number. And as I come in, I'm bunk 7 and locker 11, and that was the moment I was just like, thank you, God, I'm in the right place.